Hello everybody and welcome back to the 7 Smushed Eggy channel. So today I'm going to be ranking all the concerts I've been to. Dude, imagine if I could talk. Every concert I've attended. Disclaimer, this doesn't, like, my rankings don't have anything to do with like the actual band's content themselves, because as you know, a concert experience is a lot different than just listening to an album with your headphones. That's just a fact. It's going to be a completely different experience. The way I'm basing these rankings are from general entertainment, so that includes like if the performance was entertaining to watch, if the audience was into it, just that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm also gonna be judging it based off of if the performance was good, if they could actually hit the notes, if the lyrics were properly sung, if it sounded pleasant to the ear. And lastly, I think I'm gonna be judging it based off my general enjoyment. Did I have a good time? Is it a concert I would want to see again? So that's my criteria, I believe. Oh, and I'm not gonna rank their outfits. I feel like that's gonna be kind of too judgmental. As you can tell, I just kind of be saying shit, so the first band that I'm going to be talking about is Evanescence. So I've actually seen Evanescence live 2 times. The first time in 2017 or 18, I believe, and the second time was literally last Thursday, so 2024. Both times, I'm just going to have to say it's an SS. She's an amazing performer. She's improved so much, because back in like when she was first starting out, like the 2003 through 2006 era, she made a lot of mistakes vocally live. I think she was still trying to adjust like to moving around a bunch. She didn't have as much control, and that's okay. She's never been terrible, but this time, like, she's just phenomenal. Like, it's so impressive that she has so much control and power over her voice. She's a very entertaining, theatrical woman. I love watching her perform. She's always so like radiant and smiling, and she moves around. She's jumping around on stage. She's also really good at picking a set list. For the most part, the only song that made me roll my eyes was Use My Voice. Not a huge fan of that song, but you know, you can really tell she's having a lot of fun with the music. She has so much passion. The Synthesis tour especially was just like out of this world. I've never really seen a concert like that before. She had like this whole orchestra on the stage, and it really just blew me away, like how masterfully crafted everything was, honestly. Her concert is always one of the best I've heard. Even when there was like so many people outside, she managed to have such clear vocals and power throughout. Because some concerts I've been to, it's kind of hard to hear the singer, which is a shame. They're usually kind of muddy. But whoever was doing the equipment for her concerts did a really, really good job. Because for the Synthesis concert, it was kind of to be expected since she had the whole stadium to herself. But even when she's sharing the huge stadium with a bunch of other bands, like, she just stole the show, in my opinion. She didn't mess up at all from what I could tell. She had an amazing stage presence. She was very entertaining to watch. She's just, she's great. Like, she's just great. She blows me away every single time. She's a very charming girl, you know. She's very charismatic with everyone in the band. She really cares about the audience, it seems like. But she doesn't waste time either, because some bands will spend like a minute or two just yapping before getting on to the next song. Amy's not really like that. She's very like boom, boom, boom. and then you get the most songs out of the experience. So for Evanescence, I have nothing really to say except for positive things. It's one of the best concerts I've ever attended. Might be a little bit biased because Evanescence is my favorite band, but I would love to see her a million times over. That's just how it is. So the next concert that I have high ratings for is actually Falling in Reverse, which is pretty surprising because I'm not even a huge Falling in Reverse fan. I probably would have never attended one if he wasn't showing up at the festival. Just because, you know, I've always kind of seen their music as a little bit cringy, a little bit edgy. But the second this dude comes on stage, Ronnie Radke's like, everyone knows he's an asshole, you know? He just kind of is. He's a controversial figure, but he's just so funny. It's like hard for me to hate him. Like, he just has so much passion and energy, and he's so cocky and kind of annoying as a person, but it's so entertaining to watch. Like, he's a performer at the end of the day, and I can't deny that his concert was really fucking entertaining. He had so much energy and passion throughout the whole set. Even if some of the selections he picked were really repetitive next to one another, because a lot of his new songs, I noticed he talks about the voices in his head, and he literally uses that exact phrase like in 4 songs in a row. So it's like, oh my god, he really thought he ate there. But I found myself having a really good time. He just had so much energy. The crowd loved him. He yapped a lot in between songs, but he was just saying like the most absurd, funny shit throughout each song that it was like, it just kind of added to the experience for me. He's a crazy dude. I'm kind of glad that I ended up going because I ended up downloading some songs I probably would have never even looked at. I'm not going to say Falling in Reverse is good because it really like isn't, but I enjoyed myself, and that's all I can really say. I would give that one an S. It really surprised me. I've never seen Ronnie Radke like in the flesh, you know. I've just heard some shit about him. I think we all have. But I just felt myself smiling and having a good time, and that's what you kind of do when you go to a concert. So, oh, and he did really good. Like he can sing for sure. He didn't really mess up. There was just this one incident during one of the songs. One of the features that he was with wasn't able to attend, so they played like the music video portion, and he kind of like acknowledged it, and he kind of was like, I'm gonna do the song anyway, blah blah blah. So, you know, at least he acknowledged it, I guess. I have nothing really more to say. He's a funny dude. I rock on, my brother. Dude, it's so fucking loud outside. Anyways, the next band that I would give an S ranking to is Seether. Seether's one of those bands I've been wanting to see for a really long time, so when I actually had a chance to go and see him finally, I was super excited. And for the most part, he met my expectations. He's a really good performer. The reason why I'm not giving him an SS like I would with Evanescence is because I think his stage presence and overall entertainment value, like if you're not like a huge Seether fan like I am, you would probably think this was a really boring concert. He doesn't really move around a lot. He doesn't have that much energy. I know he's kind of like a bigger dude, so I kind of get why. It's just like, it's not a super entertaining concert to sit through. I also felt like some of the songs that he selected for the set list were kind of strange. I was hoping he'd do more from the newest album, but he only did, I believe, like 1 or 2, and that was kind of shocking. I know he wanted to do like the bigger hits. It makes sense, right? Because let's face it, a lot of Seether songs are really sad and depressing. So he was trying to pick like his more, you know, edgy and upbeat songs. So I get it. I do. He's a great dude. I really love his voice. He did amazing. He sounded really good for the most part. It's just they didn't put as much care into the equipment, I feel like, because sometimes he'd be a little bit muddy and he'd be a little bit cut off. But I would love to go and see him again when he has a longer time on stage, because I feel like he'd have more song variety that would be more interesting. Because I'm not a huge fan of songs like Fake It. I don't even really like Remedy that much. So I was kind of hoping he was going to do those more like niche, interesting songs. But I don't really blame him for not doing so. But yeah, Seether's awesome. Dude, I'm gonna be real. I don't know how the fuck to wear this thing. Like, that looks so bad. I'm not even gonna. Anyways, I don't even know where to put this. Oh. Okay. 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 So, after that long ass intermission, another band. This one's actually a little bit different because I don't listen to Slipknot at all. Like, I really don't. I don't have anything bad to say about them, don't get me wrong. It's just not typically my type of music. So when I went to go see them, because they were like the last concert of the festival. Like, they closed the whole thing off, I think. I actually don't remember, but I'm like 90% sure that's what happened. And you know, I'm gonna give them an S as well. Like, I love their gimmick. I love their costumes. They were literally like jumping all over the stage, climbing shit, flying around. It was really entertaining. It really was. The songs were very electric, I would say. They had everyone moving and freaking out. The energy from the crowd was amazing. The reason why I'm not giving it an SS is, again, it's not really my type of music, and also where I was sitting, the sound quality wasn't so good, unfortunately, so it wasn't as good as it could have been, just from, oh my god, just from where I was sitting. But I did end up downloading a few songs after the concert because, you know, I actually found myself enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. They're not my favorite metal band that I discovered during the 4-day festival, but I was pleasantly surprised, and I will be listening to the songs that I did download. Yeah. S. I just want to follow this up with a rest in peace to the drummer in Stained. He died literally one day after I saw him. I hope everyone in the band is okay, and prayers to all his family. But I did see Stained. He's very dad rock, like the definition of dad rock. And I'm gonna give him an S. I love Stained. I know a lot of people think Stained sucks. I think they're kind of like overreacting and kind of annoying. It's undeniable he has a good voice. It's undeniable that he has some good songs. Okay, like, the only thing is he picked some really sad songs, so I honestly felt depressed. And, you know, that's not really the energy you want at a concert. Like, I was just sitting there thinking about my life because he was picking, like, these really sad songs. And granted, they're all bangers. Like, they really, really are. But I'm like, wow, I want to kind of die right now. But he did awesome. Like, he really, really did. I think Stained hate is blown out of proportion. I really like their music. Whenever I want to cry or just look out the window at night, I put on Stained. Like, I don't know what to tell you. He's really good live too. He was a bit corny with the freaking American flag guitar with the bedazzled USA strap. I thought that was a little bit corny. But I mean, he's a corny dude. He's an old man. It was kind of endearing in a way. I mean, I'm not super into his political beliefs, but I don't really like how people like to bring up his political beliefs every 2 seconds. Like, he doesn't even sing about it, so why are we talking about it? It has nothing to do with his music. I really enjoyed Stained. I wanted to see Stained for a while, and I got the chance to, and my expectations were met. I'm gonna record this next one like this. Like, I for real be looking like I'm in Gryffindor right now. But Another S ranked band is Pantera. I know a lot of people are probably going to shit themselves that I didn't give it an SS. I've actually not listened to Pantera beforehand because, again, not super into metal, usually more into metalcore. Y'all can laugh. I don't really give a fuck. I know what I like. But no, dude, Pantera was really cool. I think they were a lot better than Slipknot, so I'd probably give them an S plus, actually. They were actually like electrifying, dude. They were so cool. The lead singer literally looks like a panther. He literally acts like a panther. He growls like a panther. Like, it just fit so much. It was so cool. I found myself like headbanging and smiling, and I really, really liked it. I downloaded a lot of songs, and I have to be real, I'm a Pantera fan. They're really cool. I kind of wish I got into them sooner. It's just a lot of metalheads, like, ugh, they just give me the ick, you know? I think a lot of people can relate to that. But I was blown away. I was pleasantly surprised. And considering the fact that they only have about 2 original members, I still think they did an amazing job. I mean, they've been around forever, and they're still able to inspire new generations to love their music. And that's a beautiful thing. They're so talented, electrifying, amazing. This is certainly an outfit that I would never wear. But the next S band, this is actually the last band that I'm giving an S at all, was Breaking Benjamin. I know, dad rock, but I don't really care. I like Breaking Benjamin. He did all the songs I like. He's a very good looking guy. He even brought in Lacey from Flyleaf at one point, and they had such a cute little bonding moment. I was entertained. The audience seemed to really like him. I liked him. He even did some heavier songs I didn't even know existed, because, you know, I'm not like a huge Breaking Benjamin fan, you know. I only know like fucking Diary of Jane type shit, you know what I mean? So I know his more like dad rock music. I'm sorry, I know it's not quote unquote metal, it's more like dad rock, but I don't care. I'm giving him an S. I really don't have much to say about him, because I'm not going to say he was like the most entertaining dude ever, because he just really wasn't. He mostly just like swayed back and forth, but it's also Breaking Benjamin. You don't really like jump around to fucking Diary of Jane, you know, you just don't. That's not the vibe. I think he came and he did what he needed to do, and I would probably go again if I could. So we're done with the S tier. Now we're going to A tier. A tier concert, Eden. When I was 16 through 17 years old, dude, I was obsessed with like lo-fi beats and electronic ass music. I'm not proud of it, okay? I was really depressed. I was going through a hard time, okay? You can tell. So Eden, he was like literally like peak sad boy. Of course, I was gonna go see his concert. Saw him in Chicago, and I had a good time. It was actually sold out. I was on the balcony. My jaw was dropped. My wig was snatched. I really liked him. The reason why I'm giving him an A is that I kind of acknowledge that he's kind of boring. Like, he just is. A lot of his songs are really like sad. Like 90% of them are sad. And even for like a lo-fi electronic guy, he doesn't have a lot of breakdowns. Like, he just doesn't. It's more like sad boy whining. That's kind of what Eden is. But I love him. I really had a good time. He's great. He's a guy. I don't know. I just acknowledge he's not as musically interesting as other bands. He knows what he's doing. I just kind of wish he branched out. I just kind of do. I don't really find myself listening to Eden that much anymore. Anyway, I kind of grew out of it, and that kind of says a lot. But 16-year-old, 17-year-old me was happy that night. Next A-tier concert was Dance Gavin Dance. This could have been an SS, even an S-rated concert, but Tillian was not there. This was the time when the allegations were going on, so he was not allowed on tour, which was a bummer. I'm never gonna see Tillian live. Wow, wow, wow. It was really sad. But you know, the songs that they did end up doing were really good. They just unfortunately were unable to do pretty much any Jackpot Juicer song because, as everybody knows, Andrew simply cannot hit Tillian notes. That's just a fact. He just can't do it. They actually didn't end up doing a lot of Tillian songs, and when they would do it, I'm sorry to say, but Andrew would just kind of butcher it. They ended up bringing Kurt for a big chunk of it, from what I remember, and you know, Kurt's Kurt. He knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? He was fine. It felt like I kind of saw an older Dance Gavin Dance concert, which, you know, I like some old Dance Gavin Dance, so I enjoyed myself. The crowd, they're horrible. Dance Gavin Dance was one of the worst crowds I've ever seen in my life. Like, they push you, they're rude as hell, they don't care if they step on you or hurt you. They, like, Dance Gavin Dance fans smell really bad. It's just like, wow. They kind of pissed me off. Like, I started off, like, pretty close to the stage because I got there really early. By the end of it, I was, like, all the way in the back. Because, you know, I'm not very tall, nor am I very big. So, obviously, I got, like, demolished in, like, 3 seconds. I get it. Everyone was excited. There definitely was a lot of energy. I think I danced the most at this concert. So, I had a lot of fun. I love Dance Gavin Dance. It's a shame what happened. It's a shame I'm not going to be able to see Tillian. But, you know, still a really high-rated concert. There was just things that could have been more enjoyable for me, personally. So, I was able to see Flyleaf for the first time, which was so exciting because middle school me adored Flyleaf, and I was heartbroken when Lacey left the band, but she actually ended up coming back, and it was like a dream come true to be able to see Flyleaf. Not a lot of people attended, so I was actually able to get pretty close and actually like see her, and I was like, so cool. The reason why I'm giving Flyleaf an A is because Lacey just didn't really seem all there. I guess that's a way to put it. She kind of seemed a little bit mentally unwell. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I know she's struggled with things in the past, but that's just kind of my perception of it. She was forgetting some lyrics of her own songs, which was kind of strange. She ended up recovering, but it was noticeable. Like, she would forget like a whole line, and I was like, whoa. But, you know, I just noticed these things because I'm a huge Flyleaf fan. Like, I know all her songs. So I was like, awkward. And I think it's just the way she performs, but it's like, it's a little bit uncomfortable because, like, at one point, she's, like, on her knees and she's, like, digging her nails into her head, and she literally looks like she's in pain. And she, like, hits her head sometimes, and I've never really seen anyone perform in that way. It didn't seem like she had a lot of control in her voice either. Her voice was kind of like wild and all over the place. But it was entertaining. She really knows how to spin around and move. And her screams, especially, she has amazing screams. She's probably one of my favorite female screamers of all time. She was really delightful to see. It really felt like a childhood wish of mine had been fulfilled. There was just some little things that threw me off. But Flyleaf gets an A. I love Flyleaf. Next A-tier band, oh my god, excuse my messy ass bed. It's Starset. I don't really have a lot to say. They're just good performers. I just kind of felt bad for them because they were wearing like baggy black pants and a baggy hoodie, and it was hot in Ohio, dude. Like, it felt like 1,000,000 degrees outside, so I don't know how they didn't faint on stage. I'm a fan of Starset. I like their songs. I'm not like a huge fan. They had a really small slot, but with the time that they had, they did a really good job. Yeah, that one's just an A. I really don't have anything huge to say about that. And while we're on the topic of bands that I don't know that much about, but I think they did a pretty good job, A tier, I'm gonna have to say Wage War. I actually ended up downloading a lot of Wage War songs because the second I heard them, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a band. I'm gonna start listening to them. Yeah, they're super cool, and I love his screams. I just love the little ways that he sings. Yeah, Wage War was also really cool. I know I'm not really saying a lot about these two bands. I'm just not like, whoa, that's my dream band. And, you know, I didn't know like any song, and there wasn't really a lot that stood out to me that I can really say more about. But those two, Wage War and Starset, they definitely get an A. They were very good. The final A tier that I'm going to be talking about today is Limp Bizkit. I remember being so shocked when he came on stage because he's just like this old ass man and he's singing about like breaking stuff. I know he's been around for a while, but I was like shocked by his appearance, genuinely. He's a really funny guy. Like, he knows how to perform, he knows how to entertain. He's very connected to his audience, so it was a lot of fun. It really was. I like his voice. It's not really something I listen to every single day, but he's a great performer. He really is. At one point, like, he brought some random fan on stage, and that seemed like a lot of fun. He seems like a really chill guy that would be cool to be friends with. And he like took, because oh my god, I don't know why there was so many inflatable penises at the concert. Like, it was just a thing. It was like weird because it was like kids attending Sonic Temple, but it's okay. But he like took the pee and he was like being like such a boy with it, you know, whatever. He's a dude. He's such a dude, bro, you know. Loved his colorful, obnoxious 80s-esque outfit. Really funny. And he did a really good job. I don't really know why he did Break Stuff twice. It kind of seemed like maybe he didn't know what other songs to sing. But everyone loves that song. That's my favorite song by them. I know it's like their one popular song, but I don't care. It was a good song. And I like their other songs too, even though I didn't really know them. I had a good time, okay? It was A tier. Now we're moving on to B tier. I saw Cypress Hill, and I'm going to give them a B, just because I really am not the target demographic. I don't really get the appeal of only having songs about weed, pretty much. They were really fun, though. Like, some songs were genuinely really catchy, really funny. I don't know why. I just, like, personally feel like a lot of weed smokers, their main personality trait is smoking weed, and that gets kind of old kind of fast, kind of gimmicky in my opinion. But they do come from a different time, so I get it. Weed wasn't as acceptable back then, so it makes sense. Someone smoked weed like directly into my fucking eyes though, so the whole concert I had like tears going down my face. And it burned. I'm like, I hate when people smoke in my face, dude. It's gross. Like, not everyone wants to inhale the swamp ass. But I get it. It's a concert. People are going to be smoking. Just wasn't fun that it was directly in my eyes. Giving it a B. I think the actual people attending the concert lowered my opinion just because I was in a lot of pain. 90% of the concert. Another B tier band is Bjork. Don't get me wrong. I love Bjork. I was like 12 or 13 when I attended this concert, and unfortunately her concert got cut short because there was a severe thunderstorm, so we all had to go. So that obviously made my experience not as good as it could be. Bjork's amazing. If I ever have an opportunity to see her again and see the full set, she's definitely going to get a higher score. I just got really unlucky that time that it decided to storm really bad. And also, you know, I was 12. I was 12 or 13. I didn't really have the patience to sit through a concert at that age anyway. So I'm sure my memories of it are more negative than how it actually was. So now we're going on to Seether, and this is when my concert experiences are a bit more negative. We're starting to approach that territory. So first Seether concert, in my opinion, would have to be, dude, I actually forgot. Holy shit. Never mind, I remember. It was Black Veil Brides. Yeah, so this one's probably my most biased one because I've never been a Black Veil Brides fan. I've always thought they were like the embodiment of Hot Topic. And I love Hot Topic, but to be the embodiment of Hot Topic is a bit of a negative connotation. Never really been a big fan of his voice, like, at all. They're instrumentally pretty boring as well. And to me, I didn't sit through the whole Black Veil Brides concert. No way in hell would I ever do that. But I heard a few songs as I was passing through because, you know, I was trying to go and see Seether. And he's just not very good live. Like, I don't know. Like, he wasn't horrible. It was just like, yeah, that's Black Veil Brides. And he kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't say he was struggling because he really wasn't. It was just like, God. The songs are just so cringy. I just secondhand embarrassment all the way. I'm sorry to all the Black Veil Brides. Oh my God. Black Veil Brides fans out there. I'm not a huge Andy Biersack fan or whatever he goes by now. I think he changed his name again. I can't keep up with him. And he just reminds me of Onision. I know that's not about the actual concert itself. I'm sorry. It's a C. And then the next C-tier band that I can think of off the top of my head is the original Misfits. The mixing was just horrible. Like, I literally could not hear what he was saying. Like, at all. And I'm just not a huge Misfits fan in general. So it was actually my first time listening to them in the concert. I was trying to be open-minded because I know it's like kind of like a revolutionary band. Like, they're important in the history of music. The poor guy just seemed really out of breath. He needed to take a big break in between every song because he's an old man. Like, he really is. But you know what? He did a good job for his age, and he was really trying really hard. Just not my type of music. I think I only really liked Die, Die, My Darling because, you know, that's just an iconic song. We didn't even end up staying for the rest of it because it was just like, ooh, this is kind of like ear rape. Just a little bit. So, C-tier. Panic at the Disco, C-tier. This was probably my most disappointing concert because high school me was obsessed with Panic at the Disco. Like, I loved every song, was singing them every 2 seconds. The first song I actually covered was a Panic at the Disco song. Like, I was obsessed with them. And then when I went to his concert, I think this was like 2015 or some shit. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Dude. It made me stop listening to Panic at the Disco. Like, there's a difference between being cocky and entertaining like Ronnie Radke and just being a fucking dick like Brendan Urie was. Like, I usually don't really like to associate the artist with the music itself, because let's face it, a lot of singers are bad people. They just are. But Brendan was being so fucking obnoxious that it made it like impossible for me. And not only that, but he did not do a good job. Like, he showed up entirely drunk and fucked up. Like, it didn't even look like he was in the same like universe as everyone else. And it really affected his performance. It really, really did. It was so fucking disappointing. It reminded me of that saying, like, don't meet people you idolize, because of literally people like him. Like, he's the reason why that saying exists. He sucked. And that's just, whoa. My eyes looked so big. C-tier. I have never been able to listen to Panic at the Disco the same way again. Because now I just think about how he was acting that whole concert. Final C-tier, L7. They were just kind of boring. They're like old little ladies now. They were so cute to watch them like rock on and stuff, and they're really cool. Like I would want to do that if I was an old lady, you know, just be with my girls, just rocking out like that. That was cool. Just not a huge L7 fan. Um, they don't really appeal to me, but I do love women in rock music, so that's why they're not like failing. I just didn't really like it. And then oh my god, it was so hot that day and we had to stand the whole time. It was really like making the experience not as enjoyable for me as it possibly could have been. The last three concerts are the worst concerts I've ever seen in my life. First one was the best one. Disturbed. Sorry, it's so fucking loud in the kitchen. But Disturbed was terrible. I don't like Disturbed. They were a snooze fest. I think they're overrated as fuck. Their music was disturbingly boring. D plus. Second worst band I've ever saw, Weezer. So this was right after the Panic at the Disco concert. So you can imagine, I was already pissed off. Brendan Urie did horrible, and then Weezer steps on stage. And at this point, I just wanted to go home. Like fuck Weezer, dude. Like I don't even know I fell asleep. I literally fell asleep on the fucking bleachers. That's how boring it was. So I don't even remember half the concert because I somehow was able to go into the REM cycles. D. Now, the absolute worst concert I've ever been to was Sleep Token. I will be the first person to tell you this. I fucking hate Sleep Token. They're so boring, and you can tell that they really think they're doing something with their edgy ass gimmick. But it's so boring. Like, how are you gonna make like this cult demonic ritual shit so boring? I didn't even think that was possible, but they did. And the worst part is that I couldn't even escape because we had to, like, everyone had to wait for Pantera. So even when you left the Sleep Token concert, you couldn't really escape the Sleep Token concert. Like, it just kept playing like on the screens. And everyone in the stadium was like tired of it. Because we just want to see Pantera. We don't want to see no fucking Sleep Token. Literally putting me to sleep. Horrible. Horrible music. And it's a shame because their aesthetic is actually so visually appealing. I loved the lead singer's mic stand. It looked like when you go to church, you know, and you're doing a sermon. That was really cool, actually. But, wow. Every Sleep Token song sounds exactly the same. It's incredibly boring. And I was held against my will to listen to the entire concert. D minus. So those are my rankings. It's okay if you disagree with me. I'm sorry if you like Sleep Token, Disturbed, or Weezer. I just really don't. It caused me like physical pain to be at those concerts. I'm sorry. But yeah, if I ever go to more concerts, I'll probably add on to my rankings. Maybe some things will change if I revisit artists, but that's how I'm feeling right now. Thank you.